The people of Israel have forsaken your covenant. I, even I only, am left, and they seek my life to take it away. It is Monday, the 10th day of October, 2022. My name is Clive Walsh, inviting you to join me for the reading of our devotional thought for today, and it's being read from the book Truth for Life by pastor and author Alistair Begg. Today's devotional thought is entitled, Upheld by Prayer. And the verse, 1 Kings chapter 19, verse 4, and it reads, The people of Israel have forsaken your covenant. I, even I only, am left, and they seek my life to take it away. That's 1 Kings chapter 19, verse 14. Alistair Begg writes, A certain pastors' conference once hosted a seminar that dealt with despair and depression in ministry, in a way that was either phenomenally encouraging or horribly depressing. It was the best attended seminar of the whole conference, a standing room only event. Pastors, some accompanied by their wives, were looking for hope and answers in regard to what to do when facing severe discouragement in ministry. The prophet Elijah would have known how the most afflicted minister in that room was feeling. He experienced hopelessness in his own ministry. He once stood alone in front of 450 armed men, prophets of the false god Baal, who were totally opposed to him, and experienced God coming down in mighty powers and vanquishing his enemies. Yet immediately after this, he received a threatening message from Queen Jezebel and ran away to the desert. He spent a dejected night in a cave, and convinced he was the only one left who was zealous for God. And in that most dejected state, God met with Elijah and encouraged him, not least with the promise that, I will leave 7,000 in Israel, and all knees that are not bowed to Baal, in 1 Kings chapter 19, verse 18. Your faith and your growth in Christ-likeness are your great encouragement to your pastor. The Apostle Paul, on hearing that the young congregation in Thessalonica was still standing firm in their faith, wrote that, Now we live, and described all the joy that we feel for your sake before our God. 1 Thessalonians 3, 8, 9. God's servants in all areas of ministry are not immune to discouragement. The path of Christian service is full of highs and lows. There are delightful days and disastrous days. When we're disheartened, it can seem difficult to keep going, but God uses His people to uphold pastors and ministry leaders by faith and growth, by their prayers. When C.H. Spurgeon showed people around the Metropolitan Tabernacle in London, he would take them downstairs to show them the boiler room. There was no boiler in there. Instead, there were seats. Here, several hundred people would gather every Sunday morning to pray for Spurgeon while he preached. He knew that his ministry's effectiveness depended on those who prayed and on God who answered their prayers. If you are in ministry, whether paid or not, and are feeling discouraged, disheartened, consider this. You have impacted people's lives for eternity. Look back over the past couple of years, and among the difficulties, you will be able to see evidences of God's work through you. Let that encourage you. And whoever you are, how long has it been since you last wrote a note of encouragement or prayed for those serving in ministry around you? It is vitally important that you do so. Even if those leaders continue to preach and teach the same messages and minister in the exact way they always have, it will be to far greater effect when we simply pray for them in faith. And all of us have that responsibility, indeed the privilege of doing so. The encouragement today is to pray for those in ministry. We all face discouragement beyond comprehension, and it's the prayer of the saints as God answers prayers that upholds them. So get praying, won't you? And we thank you in advance for doing so. And that's the reading of our devotional thought for this 10th day of October, 2022. And for those reading through the Scriptures, the Song of Solomon, chapters 1, 2, and 3, and the book of John. That's the Gospel of John, chapter 21, and may God richly bless you. My name is Clive Walsh.